0.0637110 periods. That duration is termed as 1 second. Clear? Let us discuss the next one, that is unit of thermodynamic temperature. It means we have to define 1 Kelvin. How to define 1 Kelvin? We know what is the triple point of water. Triple point of water, that is 0.01 degree centigrade. It means, first of all, we will understand what is triple point of water. A definite temperature and pressure. A definite temperature and pressure in which water exists in all the three forms, that is in solid state, together with liquid state, and in solid state. That is a constant temperature and that will not vary, that is 0.01 degree centigrade. Clear? It means in order to define 1 Kelvin, it is 1 by 273.16 fraction of triple point of water. Let us discuss how. In order to discuss, it means 1 Kelvin is the temperature that is equivalent to 1 by 273.16 fraction of triple point of water. So the next we will discuss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one. We will define amount of substance. Amount of substance, that is we have to define 1 mole. We know 1 mole, we have the standard. In order to define 1 mole, we take carbon 12 isotopes. Why we take? Because we know carbon 14 is the isotopes of carbon 14 is radioactive. That's why we take the most stable isotopes in order to define 1 mole of substance, that is carbon 12. It means, how to define 1 mole? We have studied in class 9. It means the amount or the particle that is contained in 12 gram of carbon 12, that is termed as 1 mole. It means the particles or the atom that is contained in 12 gram of carbon 12 is termed as 1 mole. What we know? It means the atoms or particles that is contained in 12 gram or 0.012 kilogram of carbon 12. Both are same, 12 gram or 0.012 kg of carbon 12 is termed as 1 mole. Clear? Let us discuss the last SI based unit, that is luminous intensity. In order to define luminous intensity, we should have a monochromatic radiation. You know, monochromatic radiation, it means a radiation that is composed of only single wavelength. To the next one, it should have an intensity, it should have a frequency, that monochromatic radiation that should have a frequency of 540 into 10 to the power 12 hertz, and has a radiant intensity of 1 upon 683 steradian. It means, what is the luminous intensity? If we want to define one calendula, it means it is the intensity in a given direction of a monochromatic radiation having frequency (540 into 10 to the power 12 hertz) and has a radiant intensity in that direction is 1 upon 683 steradian. Clear? Means luminous intensity. In order to define luminous intensity, we should have a source, and that source is composed of monochromatic radiation. That radiation should have the frequency of 540 into 10 to the power 12 hertz, and we know steradian, it is a solid angle. It has a radiant intensity in a different direction is 1 upon 683 steradian. In that case, the intensity which we got is equals to 1 calendula. Clear? Let us discuss what is difference between mass and heat. We know what is mass. Mass means the material content in an object. The material content in an object is termed as mass. That means, what we know mass? To the next one, heat. The first one, the material contained in an object is its mass. But we know what is weight. Weight is a type of force. How? When gravity acts on mass, then what we got? We got weight. It means W equals to M into G. It means it is a type of force and is equivalent to product of mass and gravity. Clear? This one is mass, this is weight. The mass is the material content in an object. Weight, when gravity acts on mass, then we got a force that is termed as weight. To the next one, we know the mass, it is constant. We know mass is constant everywhere, whereas we see here weight is dependent on gravity. It means when gravity changes, weight changes. It means weight is not constant, it is dependent on gravity. It will vary when gravity varies. It means weight is not constant. Weight is not constant. It is dependent. It is dependent on gravity and changes when gravity is changes. Let us discuss what are their units. We know the unit of mass is Unit of mass is kilogram. So the next one, unit of weight is, what we have, kilogram meter per second square. It means kilogram. What is the unit of gravity? Meter per second square. Clear? It means we have differentiated mass and weight. So the next one, we will discuss what is volume. We know volume, it means it is a type of derived unit. It is a physical quantity whose unit is derived from length. We know when length multiplied by length, what we got? Volume. What is its units? Its unit is meter cube, because meter into meter or centimeter cube, whatever is the requirement. But the SI unit is meter cube, which is derived from the base unit length. It means volume is equals to L into L into L. Clear? Let us discuss the next physical quantity, that is density. We know what is density. Density means the mass per unit volume contained in an object. It means mass per unit volume contained in an object. It is known as density. It is represented by rho, which is equals to mass by volume. Let us discuss what is its unit. Its unit is mass. It is equals to kilogram. One is meter cube. It means, or we can represent kilogram per meter cube. There. Let us discuss the next physical quantity, that is temperature. It is measured in 3 units. What are these? We know it is measured in degree centigrade. The next one is degree Fahrenheit. And to the next one, it is measured in Kelvin, which is SI unit. We know degree centigrade, it means what? Degree centigrade and Fahrenheit scale both are based on the melting point of ice and the boiling point of water. It means, in order to define 1 degree centigrade, how to define? It means 0 degree centigrade is equals to melting point of ice, and 100 degree centigrade is equals to boiling point of water. That means what we have marked in the thermometer, that the first point is 0 degree centigrade as melting point of ice. It means the length of the mercury column when it is placed in ice is marked as 0, and when it is placed in boiling water is marked as 100. And that distance, that is from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade, that is divided into 100 equal degrees. It is divided into 100 equal division. 1 division is equals to 1 fraction of this length is equals to 1 degree centigrade. It means this centigrade scale, degree centigrade, and degree Fahrenheit, it is totally based on the melting point of ice and the boiling point of water. If we discuss Fahrenheit scale, it is also based on this. It means the melting point of ice, the melting point of ice is assumed as 32 degree Fahrenheit and boiling point of water is assumed as what? 212 degree Fahrenheit. Clear? Kelvin scale I have already defined. It is 1 upon 273.16 fraction of triple point of water. If we want to convert degree centigrade into Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit into Kelvin, how to convert? Let us discuss. Means we will discuss conversion. Let us discuss how to convert degree centigrade into Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit into degree centigrade, centigrade into Kelvin, and Kelvin into centigrade. First one, if you want to convert degree centigrade into degree Fahrenheit, what we have to do? Degree Fahrenheit is equals to 9 by 5 into degree centigrade plus 32. It means if you have the temperature in degree centigrade, then you can convert it to degree Fahrenheit scale. By this way, by mathematical operation, you can convert Fahrenheit into centigrade and centigrade into degree Fahrenheit. To the next one, if you want to convert Kelvin into degree centigrade, centigrade into Kelvin, then what you have to do? You have to add what? 273.15. When you add 273.15 to degree centigrade, what you got? You got the temperature in Kelvin scale, which is in the converter. It means the first one, conversion of degree centigrade into Fahrenheit and degree Fahrenheit into degree centigrade. This is conversion of Kelvin into degree centigrade and degree centigrade into Kelvin. This is the way how we convert them. Clear? Let us know minus 10 degree centigrade is possible, but minus 10 degree Kelvin is not possible. Why it is so? We will discuss in the further chapter when we study Boyle's law. You know, degree centigrade degree centigrade have minus values. We can write minus 1 degree centigrade, minus 2 degree centigrade, minus 3 degree centigrade. But minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 Kelvin temperature is not possible. Why it is so? When we discussed the Boyle's law and the Charles law, we will get it there. What we assume? We assume that when there was an experiment on hot air balloon, when we will discuss Charles law, that is V is directly proportional to T. It means when we increase the temperature, the volume increases. This experiment was conducted in hot air balloon. What Charles observed, that on increasing temperature to 1 degree centigrade, then there is increase in one fraction of the volume. It means on increasing 1 degree temperature, then if we divide the volume of the balloon into 273 equal parts, then one volume is increased. What he observed, that on heating the balloon, its volume increase by one part. That one part is equals to V into 1 by 273.15. It means such much volume is increased. Let us understand it once again. If this one is the volume, and when we divide it into 273 equal parts, on increasing 1 degree temperature, one more part is added. What will happen if we decrease the temperature? That on decreasing temperature, one part of such much volume, when it is divided into 273 equal parts, one part is decreased. On decreasing 2 degree temperature, two part is decreased. When we decrease temperature to 273 degrees centigrade, then what we observe? Then the volume equals to V will decrease. It means if we have a gas and when we decrease its temperature to 273 degrees centigrade, then its volume will be 0. That is not possible. That's why the negative Kelvin temperature is not possible, whereas negative Fahrenheit or Celsius scale is possible. We will understand better in class 12 in the gases table. Thank you.